let's take a look at Kyler's Ancient Gear deck. Kyler's deck, okay. I think it would be fun to make content like this. I don't know how many views this would get or whatever. Like, if I could get people to send me their decks and then I could do like a live breakdown of this. This is the kind of content I really wanted to make, so I was excited when Kyler wanted to. Okay, so you've got Ancient Gear, obviously. You have 2 Ancient Gears, an Ancient Gear Cannon, 2 of the old boy Junk Synchron, whatever, Ancient Gear Hunter. You can clickbait it as something. I'm not sure what I could clickbait it as, to be honest. It would be nice. You got 1 Ancient Gear Hunter, Ancient Gear Soldier. Oh, that's Ancient Gear Knight. You do have 2 of these, though. And an Ancient Gear Soldier. Ancient Gear Box. There's so many, like, 1 random cards. Gadget. A gadget in this deck. Ancient Gear Gadget. Gold Gadget. Ancient Gear Wyvern. 2 of these bad boys. Ancient Gear Frame. There's 1 of that. What is this Lady Debug? I honestly don't even know what this card is. If this card is normal summon, you can add 1 level 3 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't have this. Take this out of your deck. We're not even gonna put that in. That's just a hard cut that from your deck. That does absolutely nothing. Unless you like it, unless it's like Nessie, unless it's non-negotiable. Keep it in, I guess, but you have Ancient Gear, not Cyberse monsters, so that doesn't do anything for you. What else did you have? I've played this game for so many years, it's about time I actually put some knowledge to this game to use. Alright, 2 Ancient Gears, you have this Abomination in your deck. 2 of these. Ancient Gear Hydra, 1 of that. Nessie for some reason. Alright, where are we at now on reassembling your deck? There's gotta be a more efficient way to do this. I wish they made it easier to like share specific deck profiles. Alright, so you got 3 Ancient Gear Gadrillion or whatever, Ancient Gear Golem. Ancient Gear Factory. Gear Explosive. Ancient Gear Catapult. This? You have 2 of these in your deck. Ancient Gear Fusion. Now, I know some of these, we're just going to work based off of what cards you would potentially have. Because I know sometimes the secret rare and ultra rare tokens can be hard to come by. But anything normal and rare, I'll tell you to make if you need to. Gear Castle. Ancient Gear Fortress. Oh, you do have some Mystic Space Typhoons. Ancient Gear Reborn, you have 2 of these. Cross-dimensional Duel. What is that? Cross-dimensional. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no. That's not what you were talking about. Okay, I gotta figure out what that card does. I remembered Ancient Gear in the back in the GX days of dueling. Yeah, dude, Ancient Gears is a classic. It's really good for beginners, and it has pretty like solid counterplay for like if you don't know what a lot of cards do. The fact that it prevents people from activating effects is really powerful. What am I missing? Oh yeah, you have 49. I told you to just cut Lady Debug right away. Okay. So some of these Ancient Gear cards are just not good. Even in Ancient Gear decks, they're not good. We're gonna remove those right away. So what did you have in your extra deck? Let's take a look at that real quick. 2. Happens to the best of us. Chaser. Happens to the best of us. Got 1 of this thing. Alright, cool. I have almost completely reassembled his deck. Hey JPFR, what's the XYZ card you have in his deck? I don't know what that is. It's like a number or something. Actually, nope, here it is. Number C6. Alright, so we have now recreated Kyler's deck. Let us take a look at what you have and what we should do instead. I haven't played an Ancient Gear deck in a while, but just for starters, I would pull Quiet Life from your deck. So I wouldn't use this. I know you want a Nessie in your deck, but I would pull Nessie too. I just don't see what Nessie does. Now, I see why you'd have Gold Gadget in this deck, and it makes sense, but you don't have other gadgets to activate this second part of the effect. So I would pull these two from the deck, unless you're gonna put more gadgets in the deck. Honestly, I'd also pull this junk, I would pull both of these junks out of this deck as well. Is the only level 2 cards you have in your deck that would activate Junk's effect is Ancient Gear. And we're just kind of trying to cut some of the waste from your deck so you can get cards you want. Yeah, I would cut Gold Gadget and I think Ancient Gear Gadget as well, just because we're not going to use other gadgets in your deck. Cut that. I would also get rid of Ancient Gear Cannon. And what else we got? So for the most part, so far, I'm just having you pull cards from this deck, just to make it play a little bit smooth. I would also get rid of Ancient Gear Explosive. There you go. So this is what I would lower your deck to. Just because those cards aren't really that effective. Ancient Gear Explosive, like, requires you to sacrifice monsters, and if you're not using that as, like, a killing move, you're just kind of getting rid of a monster from your field for no reason. So I would get rid of that, and I think this alone would be enough to streamline your deck. I would add another one of these, Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. Ancient Gear. I would add another of these guys, because you've got all of the fusions, so you might as well use them. I don't think he needs fusions. I think he can just use the Ancient Gear cards to fuse. So I would add 2 of this. I would pull, yeah, let's pull these Ancient Gear tanks out. 600 attack's not that great. And then if you, like, are in a tough spot, like, drawing that Ancient Gear tank's not going to do anything for you. What else? You have a lot of high sacrifice monsters, which I know the Ancient Gear deck kind of relies on, but I think we can get rid of it. Yeah, this requires the gadget cards if you use the gadget as support, which can be super fun, but we're just working on improving your Ancient Gear. So I would cut this guy, because you just have too many high sacrifice monsters. I'd cut both of these so you can add another Ancient Gear Soldier. Well, actually, add another Ancient Gear Knight and Soldier. Hey, gamer. So that way you have more cards that you can summon. I'm also just going to recommend you add in some generic 4-star XYZs here. You have a lot of 4 stars in this deck. So we're going to real quick just bring up Rebellion Dragon. I'm going to recommend you add that bad boy right into the deck. Maybe 2 of them for good measure. Just any, like, some general 4-star XYZ cards will be good for your deck, but Rebellion's like one of the best ones I can think of off the top of my head. I would add in Rebellion, just so you can, like, if you're in a pinch, you can add these together. What else we got? So I think already this is an improvement for you. This will allow you to get your fusions out better. You still have Ancient Gear Fusion. Oh yeah, Utopia is a good one. Thank you. Where's the 4-star? Just there's so many Utopia monsters now. There we go. Just any, like, you can just look for a while to see, like, what 4-star XYZ monsters you'd like. Tyler, there's a whole bunch of good ones, but I would recommend, yeah, like Rebellion and Utopia are both really strong. I think this is now insanely playable compared to the one you were looking at earlier. I actually think you might not need Mystic Space Typhoon. It's bold to say, but I think because so many of your cards prevent the opponent from activating spell trap cards, you're probably fine actually not having Mystic Space Typhoon. Oh, yeah, you'd want this card, but I mean, I understand it's an ultra rare. It's kind of hard to just get an ultra rare card. We're trying to only add rare or normal cards to your deck to improve it. So I would take out this. Mystic Space Typhoon. If you have them, add in 2 more Ancient Gear fusions. I think that would be best. But if you don't, because they're secret rare and you're just starting, you could get away with just adding Ancient Gear Workshop. I think that's fine. Just so you have ways to get your monsters back. I would pull Mystic Space Typhoon and add in Ancient Gear Workshop. So this is what I would use. Crap Hole Nightmare. I don't even know what that is. That could be fine. You discard 1 card, add Ancient Gear Golem or 1 spell trap card that specifically lists it in its text from your deck to your hand. Well, this is nice. I guess you could leave one of these in, but I don't know if just having one of them is enough. Actually, yeah, you know what? Instead of having Ancient Gear, I know it's literally an Ancient Gear deck, I would have another... I would put in 2 more Ancient Gear frames. There you go. That would be the final adjustment I would make. Yeah, I think that's fine, because this gives you more level 4s to use your XYZ summons with, and it lets you potentially get out your Ancient Gear Golem. And I would take out Ancient Gear Gadrillion Dragon, just add in Ancient Gear Golems instead. Get rid of that, add in Ancient Gear Pound. There you go. I think that's it. I think that's an improvement. What does everyone else think? I think this is a viable deck, because you didn't have the other gadgets in there, so Gadrillion doesn't do anything. Maybe if you used the gadgets, but I honestly don't think the gadgets are good enough to build a deck around. So yeah, I think just having the Ancient Gear frames, and now you have a bunch of Ancient Gear Golems you can draw or summon from this thing's effect, I think is much better. What is this? Ancient Gear Hydra. At the end of the damage step, when this card that was tribute summoned by tribute summoning Ancient Gear monster battles, the opponent monster's battle was not destroyed by battle. Yeah, I guess you can. Where is the Max C Regeki Monster Reborn and a Harpy's Feather Duster? Listen. Baby steps. We're building an Ancient Gear deck. But yeah, I mean, those are really good. I think for now, we just want to focus on cards. This is for Kyler, who just started playing the game. 2 more Lightning Storm. We're not... Guys, he just started. I don't think he even has the material to make those cards. Those are all ultra rares. We only wanted to add cards to this deck that were, like, rare or normal. We wanted to, like, have this be a very beginner-friendly deck. Honestly, looking kind of good, though. Yeah, I think for what we've got, I mean, obviously, yeah, we want a lot more meta cards, but, like, this is a very achievable deck for someone to be able to get a lot of mileage out of, I think. Because he already has a bunch of these, like, secret rares. So, I think his deck's in a pretty good spot. And this Ancient Gear Hydra, well, no, he's got it already because he built that. Yeah. There you go. I think you should be able to build this, and I think you'll be in a good spot. That is what I would change. And basically, your playstyle is going to revolve around getting out your fusion monsters, which you have here. So you're either playing Ancient Gear, Hunting Hound to fuse something, or you're playing Ancient Gear Frame to get out Ancient Gear Golem. That's like the goal of your deck. You're fusing into building either your fusion monsters or your boss monster. And I will put this in the Discord channel for you to look at later, Kyler. Cool. Alright, yeah, so I guess if you're not watching this live, if you want to give feedback on if that was an interesting thing to do, let me know in the comments or in the Discord, because I'd like to be able to help like new players start playing the game, learn how to build decks, and kind of see like what they can do. But I think that alone, just using normal and rare cards, is enough to help you out. You'll be able to make a pretty viable deck with that. Alright. Yeah. maybe I'll crop that out as a separate video. I would really like to just have videos and streams to help newbies make decks. I think that would be really fun. Or I could get people to send me their deck lists, and then I could change it to be a little bit better or more beginner friendly. Trying to only use like normal or rare cards.